Hey guys, welcome back to another entry of the Dry Diaries. It's your author, Alex Dry, and today I am joined by Mykell Wilson.
That's me.
I met Mykell in Los Angeles. It's been like 7-8 years now.
It's been a long time.
A long time. Yeah. And I do have to say, he is one of the most pure, genuine, authentic energies I've met, not just in LA, I would say in life in general.
Okay, I'll receive that.
Mykell is someone, there's not one person that really has anything bad to say about him. He just walks in a room, he brings the energy and just carries the light with him wherever he goes. To get in a little bit about you, which I want you to add your own little 2 sentences into, but we met through dance. He is a dancer, choreographer, director, and wears so many hats. You also have a crazy story that I do want to get into. So I'm excited.
Well, let's rock and roll then. Life is special in that you never know who you're going to meet and you never know how long you'll know them. So the fact that we've still known each other all these years means that there's great value in the relationship and the connection, and it doesn't take us hanging out every day. And as far as who I am, I'm a person. First, like, I'm a human, and we have issues, and we're crazy, but then at the same time, we have this treasure inside of us. And as far as my career and my life goes, I've been crazy enough to believe that there's something inside of me, and even crazier to believe to go looking for it and then to share it and bring it out.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's allowed me to know I'm a human, know I'm a child of God, know who I am as a man, and now use all of these treasures to just be a vehicle to deposit, whether it be light, hope, a good story, a good time, because how I started, you never know how long you will know a person, but it doesn't mean you can't have a good time, impact them, or receive something from the moment and the person as well.
I know, isn't it crazy that whenever you introduce someone, you start out, hey, this is my friend Mykell. He is a dancer. You go into their career and it's like, no, this is Mykell. He's a friend. He's a human. He carries good energy. It's not always about they're defined by their career, but I feel like a lot of people do that.
Yeah, tons of people do that. And I guess it's easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to just throw on a title, but like, I could live without my titles, but my titles can't exist without me. To just limit who we are to titles is to miss out on who the full person is. I am, and fully, and I do it at the highest level, but I also act professionally at a high level. I sing at a high level. I speak at a high level. I'm an author as well. I'm a really great friend. Like, I'm a great friend at a high level.
Yeah.
And so it's like, then now what I was literally counting the other day, I have 15 titles and I get paid for them professionally and I do them at a high respectable level. But who has the energy to go around announcing 15 titles when I could just say, hey, I'm Mykell. I'm a human. I do a lot of things and I'm figuring a lot of stuff out. And so it's easier to just say a few titles because you don't have to connect to say a title.
Yeah.
Like, I can know what a restaurant serves without going in, but to know what the experience of the restaurant is, I have to actually go there. I have to sit down. I have to order. I have to allow myself to be in the space. So I think just knowing who we are as people and letting that be the main connecting, driving force, then when you hear the extra stuff, it's like sprinkles on a donut.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love sprinkles on a donut. I do.
You mentioned so many titles, so many talents that you have, and most of them you do get paid. But starting out, some people have talents, or starting out with some of your talents, you didn't always get paid. How was that for you to, one, believe in yourself, have faith in whatever you're trying to pursue, and then also have confidence of, I'm not getting paid right now, without the burnout? Yeah.
It's a two-part answer because let's ask a question. What do you call a tree with no leaves? A tree. It's just a tree without leaves.
If the tree trunk was still in the ground.
Yeah, like it's still a tree regardless if its leaves have fallen off for a season or not. When you go to the store and you want to have an apple tree one day, you'll look for apple what? Seeds. There's already an apple in the seed. It's literally still it's not an apple tree.
Yeah.
But it's still an apple. It has what it needs to produce an apple. So I say it's twofold answer, because you have to understand when things are in seed form and just need to be planted so that they can grow into the full revelation of what the thing is, like an apple seed to an apple tree. But once it's planted and it starts to grow, maybe you're not reaping fruit from it, but if there's roots already in there, it's an apple tree.
Yeah.
We're just now waiting for the fruit of it. And so a lot of the time people celebrate only the fruit of their trees and not enough of what it takes to be grounded and rooted. And that's what actually causes the fruit to keep growing, because fruit falls off.
Yeah.
You can make money from a job and it leaves. I'm not spending the same money today that I got like 10 years ago. That money's been gone. In LA, you kidding me?
Yeah.
That money is out of here. We're constantly spending new money, new fruit. So if your identity is wrapped in the money aspect first or the fruit aspect first, you'll never have the courage to plant the seed. And you definitely won't have the endurance to withstand the time it takes to get to the fruit or the cycling of money, right? So how do we do that? You got to know who you are.
Yeah.
I can't doubt that I'm an apple tree, because in the moment you're like, I'm in the ground, it's black, and I'm black. So it's like, it's black as me down here. Like, what am I doing down here? I'm planted.
Yeah.
But if your heart is rooted in results only, if your heart is rooted in rewards and fruit only, then that same planting will feel like a burial ground. And that's where people typically will give up. They're like, I can't do this. I'm not reaping anything from this. And it's like, you are, but the beauty of any of these trees is not the fruit first, because the fruit falls. It's what allows it to be sustainable. And that's the seed, the roots, the trunk, the part that keeps you plugged in. So knowing who you are is equivalent to being plugged in. Even when you're underneath the ground, I'm still me. Even when I decide tomorrow to do something new, I'm still me. And I can't wait to see the fruit versus needing the fruit out of desperation.
Staying rooted. Speaking of roots, a little tie-in.
Okay, tied in.
So let's go back to Mykell moving out here.
I'm from here.
Oh, you're from here?
Born and raised.
Why did I think that you were from?
Because most people in entertainment aren't from here. So it's so easy to just be like, they probably moved here. Yeah, my dad is from Watts, and my whole side of that family is all from South LA. And my mom and all their side are from the Inland Empire, San Bernardino. Yeah,
For some reason I thought you had like Southern ties.
No, I'm like Cali down.
Cali down. Okay.
But my great grandparents are from the South. Like on my mom's side, my great grandfather is from Atlanta, and my great grandmother is from Cleveland. But my grandparents on my dad's side and my great grandparents, they're all LA born and raised. Yeah, so all my family is either here or an hour away.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're so close, so you can go see them all the time.
Yeah, I have hood family though. So, you're not always going to go see them. You will always care about them.
Yeah.
And certain times you will. If you're trying to shift the narrative of your family, sometimes you have to leave and then come back later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've learned that in the last couple
About yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
have you shared that with
the podcast?
Yes.
A little bit, but
oh.
Yeah. It's just been a growing experience of realizing, growing up, you look at your parents as like superheroes.
Right.
And very young, I realized that my parents have flaws. And they're amazing parents, but I've also been pretty intuitive from like a young age.
Yeah.
And so I've always felt like I have seen things that my brother and sister haven't seen, and it would get a little bit frustrating. And then I accepted it. I've always been the child that does her own thing, paves her own path. So in the most recent years, I've taken on trying to heal generational trauma, or
Oh,
like
that's good.
help my brother and sister
Yeah.
see it and be like, this is not the way that it is, or now that you're seeing it, like, it's okay.
Got it.
But I took a little bit of time to go back home because I felt like it was needed for my presence to be there. And I think that it very much was for certain people in those times.
Yeah.
But after a certain amount of time, it got to a point where it was taking a toll on myself more so than anything. So I was like, I've served my purpose during this time.
Yeah.
But it was also it was a time of growth, but also isolation, which I didn't become a different person, but I healed and found different parts of myself that I don't think I would have if I didn't spend that time in being alone.
Yeah. Well, you have become a different person.
Yeah.
And there's a root of you that's the same.
Yeah.
And a root of me that's the same, but it's like we're changing all of the time. And I think that's what's beautiful about being able to view things from a bird's eye view, is because when you're so close to it, you can't see all of the growth that's happened. When you're so close to it, you can't see the red flags. And when you're so close to it, you miss out on maybe a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Like you being able to see it as a younger child served its purpose for then, right? Maybe to help you handle it and not get distracted. But then now that same thing is serving a different purpose to helping your brother and sister. Yeah. And then who knows, now it's maybe serving another purpose because you shared it on the podcast and someone's going to be like, oh, I relate to that.
Yeah. And also not feeling guilty about it. That was another thing of learning also boundaries, because I used to believe that boundaries were a wall, not creating a bridge.
And they're way different.
And they're so different. Yes. And not being guilty about setting the boundary and realizing that it's not a selfish thing. It's almost a protection. It's not cutting you off from the person completely. It's just setting time, place, a little bit of limitations for.
And we need that. And we need to be able to know how to have boundaries, because self-respect is just as important. Like if I'm trying to grow into this apple tree, I have to have boundaries enough so that my roots can expound or expand, right? Like if I have no boundaries and I'm this apple tree and now I'm just letting other stuff pile up on me, I won't have the capacity or the space to get the airflow and the water from the soil I'm in. So boundaries, like you said, are not only protection, but they guarantee that the fruit can do what it's supposed to do. It's like, wouldn't you rather me have space to become this so you can eat an apple one day? Like, don't you want to eat the apple? And so, like my roots, I didn't come from great parenting. My parents had a lot of flaws, a lot of addictions. First in my family to not ever do a drug. The first in my family to do a lot of things. And I could recognize it as a child right away, like, oh, this is not how it's supposed to be. But having the courage to say that it's okay, and also having the excitement to know that what I see on TV or see in other families is possible, even if I don't have it for me. It's possible. So what do you believe? Do you believe in your limited reality, or do you believe that there's a greater reality that is so possible and attainable? And why? What does that look like? So I learned a lot by not having the parents that most people need to even become anything. But I've also been able to accept my parents' flaws, but not even limited to like, oh, they're just not great in this area. To understand that life is hard. I feel like a life without God is even harder. And it was a different time that they were alive. And instead of judging them, you celebrate the good things you can find, and the stuff that you don't like, you just change it for yourself. But none of that happens if you don't move on, if you don't know how to leave like you left and come back.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to know who you are outside of it. There's some people I know where even their identity is rooted in who their parents are only. And it's like, yeah, but you're something more too. Or mothers. Like, you're more than a mother. You know that, right? You're also like a partner, a spouse. You're also your own person, and your individual dreams and joy matters just as much as your child's and your partner and your parents. Like, once again, the titles, like,
yeah, it's the title.
The titles stop us from being human. And if you're not human, you'll miss the fact that you were born to connect.
So growing up, getting into dance, did you use that as an outlet from where you grew up around, or was it just a natural born thing?
It was neither.
Neither, because
Yeah.
I loved dance, but I almost used it as like an expression and an outlet because I can be myself. I can be this character, be who I want to be.
Yeah, that's it for most people, but in almost most stories, I'm the rare exception.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up wanting to be a dancer. I didn't grow up wanting to do entertainment. For the only entertaining thing I wanted to do as a child was sing. I really did want to be a singer. But early on, I started looking at my life and my upbringing. I didn't trust having a job where you didn't know how much money you're going to make. So I quickly let go of entertainment and just wanted to go to school, get a 9 to 5, a great one, and be able to have consistency so I can stack up. My outlets as a child were my ability to sit with myself. My outlets as a child were journaling at one point. I would write down these things, which is also sitting with yourself. But I didn't need to use dance and singing or anything as an escapism. I actually just embraced the reality of my life. And I feel like being able to do that at a young age and accept the hard truth gave me courage to be like, okay, this is what it is. So what are we going to do from here? Versus like denying any of it. I never denied any of my life, and it allowed me not to stay limited to the dysfunction of it, but instead just work on being a person. Like, I am rooted in being a person. I'm rooted in being a child of God and being a person. And from there, as I find that treasure, then I do it. But now I'm doing it because I know that it can help me share the treasure on unlock another person. Like, I didn't chase my passions. I chased my purpose. And in chasing my purpose, it unlocked certain things I'm passionate about. I became passionate about dance when I discovered I could use it to be a light for people in the industry who are convinced you have to do all of these dark things to be accepted. Once I discovered, like, oh, I can use my talent and skill to enter into this dark industry and show that, one, you can be a light, and two, there's a lot of other lights. Maybe they just need someone to tell them, right? Maybe someone just needs to flip the switch on, and now the lamp's like, I didn't even know I could do that.
Yeah.
Because the lamp doesn't turn its own switch on normally, unless it's set on a timer, right? It normally takes someone plugging it in, installing it even, and then someone else turns it on. I knew I could be someone who turns on lights. So once I discovered that, I said, oh my God, I'm in love with dance because it connects you to celebrities. It takes you around the world to meet more people. It allows you to expand who you are as a person and work on a skill. And you're constantly working with different people every job. It's not like going into one office and you only see those people, which is fine. But for me, I said, wow, just think of how many people I could reach. And for every part of my career and every part of my talent or gifting, even now with acting, it's like, oh my God, to play a character who is so dysfunctional, but to be Mykell Wilson and understand the light you can get in your faith while also being an imperfect person. If even a hint of that light flickers while I'm playing someone dysfunctional, those who can relate to the dysfunction person can see that light and say, I still have hope. There's still something I can do. I'm not only my failures. I'm not only the titles that you people have placed on me. There's a light I can grab and a light I can be.
Yeah.
And that makes me fall in love with acting. And with everything division, it's that driving force.
Yeah.
I found my purpose, and then I fell in love with these passions.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about motorcycles. I have a motorcycle, but I'm not a professional racer, and I don't want to be.
Yeah.
So just having a passion is not enough. You have to know who you are. You can't just say I'm an apple. Like, we see fake fruit all the time.
Yeah.
You can buy fake fruit. Doesn't make it an actual apple tree. It just resembles an apple, because a real apple tree can feed someone else.
For myself, but other people as well, they believe that your passions lead you to your purpose.
Right.
They think my purpose is to go into medicine. It's a very direct purpose, whereas your purpose, like you said, is just turning on the light switch for people.
No matter where you are.
No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. And that's such a vague purpose to have. turning on the light switches where, you know, how?
In every dark room.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's so simple.
Yeah.
And from there, it leads you into your passions. And then it brings financial abundance and everything else that comes with it. But I just love that because I think that that's very eye-opening to myself, but also other people.
It's also easier.
Yeah.
Like, you've been the same Alex I've met as far as like your bubbly personality and your energy.
Yeah.
And so the goal is like, because I know that's a guarantee of who you are and who I am, then I can go and do anything. And the goal is now not to do things that make me feel like I'm accomplished, but just to know that if I accomplish the day, that's enough. It sucks when people are like one way in one space and different in another space. And it's even worse when people say like, well, I want to help people. And they say that all the time, like, oh, I want to be successful to help people. But then it's like, but if you won't help the person you just walked past, did you really want to help people? Let's just be real. You didn't want to help people. You wanted this accolade, you wanted this title, you wanted that check, you wanted this fame, you wanted to feel accepted. So say that. Just be honest. But like me is like, I do want to help people. I do want to turn the light on, and I walk around with my light on and available to any dark room in a person's heart I may come across. Right? Are we perfect at that? No, because it's not easy doing that. It's not the easy option. But it's the best option.
Yeah.
And it gives everything you do more value and meaning. And it allows you to be humble and level the playing field for all people. Because you're not, like, I work with tons of celebrities all the time. But when I'm on a job with them, I'm not more excited to be around them than I am the person serving and catering.
They're just the same. Like,
yeah, they're also there doing the job, getting paid.
Yeah.
We're all just getting paid. We're all just working.
Yeah.
And so why not connect to everyone, not just who you think is special?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that just happens a lot, probably everywhere, more so in Los Angeles. You always just carry this light with you. From a young age, you were fine in solitude. You accepted it. And then from there, you knew what your purpose was. But did it change whenever you had that near-death experience?
I've had 4 near-death experiences. That was just
4?
The last one. I had 2 as a child with rare pneumonias.
Oh, wow.
Even at one point, I had caught something called mycoplasma pneumonia. And I had to have a tube in my right lung to drain the fluid out.
Oh, my God.
To this day, like, if you x-ray my lungs, one of them, the right one, is deflated. Yet I'm an athlete.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, what?
Right? No, my near-death experiences just qualify that God is real, and their confirmation that faith works. Faith in God works. That's what they were. That last near-death experience where my small intestines twisted, I went from 21 feet of small intestine to 4 feet. I'm supposed to not be able to ever again drink liquids through my mouth, eat food through my mouth, and I'm not even supposed to be able to digest food. And I eat whatever I want, and I digest food like a normal, healthy human being. I'm also was supposed to have that something placed in my chest to be able to plug up and get nutrients. Most people do not survive what happened to me with the obstruction of my intestine. And those who do survive never fully recover to being who they were. So that experience of almost dying, being in a coma for 4 days, waking up on a ventilator, not knowing what happened to you, and then a year-long process of not just surviving death, but now how do I continue to live?
Yeah.
It didn't shift my purpose. It just validated that everything I already believed about God and believed about faith in God was real. And the only difference is other people got to watch me do it because people in the industry watched me do it. And it was so beautiful because it took place right when I was about to finally break through in my dance career. It happened right before. So the heartbreak for me was like, why would it happen now? When I say right before, like it happened May 27th, and that June I was booked on 6 jobs for the first time ever.
Wow.
where I was like, wow, I'm booked on 6 jobs at once. This is great for me. And I had just come back from my first little small tour in Tokyo. This is awesome. And that's when it happened. But people needed to see that how much I talk about God and the light I carry, which is not my light. It's the light of God in me that I allow to share, was the real deal. It's not just motivation. It's not manifesting. It's not inspiration. Because manifesting, motivation, inspiration, Enneations, the gas station, none of those things could have kept me alive.
Yeah.
If you ask any doctor, it doesn't make sense. When I took myself off of my medication and took myself off my intravenous line, the temporary one to get food, that wasn't the doctor's choice. My home care nurse every day would argue with me, like, you're going to die if you don't plug up and take the fluid. And I said, I'm either going to die or God is real, period.
Wow.
The end. I'm not living half a life because I don't have to. I believe in God. And we always talk about how much God is real and this and how he's the above it all. This is a great opportunity for all of us, including me, to see.
Yeah.
And we got to see. And so it didn't shift it. It just confirmed it. And a lot of people came to Christ because of that. It's like what he's saying is real. Now, do we know people who don't believe in God who have survived miracles? Yeah. And I still would say that's God's grace.
Yeah.
It's God's grace. I don't need to believe they're real. But guess what? It's real because we're using it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in a chair I didn't make. I'm sitting in a room that I didn't build and I'm not paying the rent for. So the same thing with God. It's like you just haven't found out the full truth. But since I
Just have like a tiny bit of faith, or they know that there's something higher.
And that's how people end up like, oh, crystals and rocks and that. It's like, yeah, there's power in everything. There's power in our words and our voices. There's power in it, but it's still a different power than knowing the source to keep you alive in a near-death experience. And I've had 4. And after that moment, after I survived that moment, people got to not just watch my faith be qualified and not just watch me fight a near-death experience. I literally weighed 100 pounds forever because of it.
How old were you?
I was 26.
Wow.
And then from there to have to start your life over when you finally got a little bit of momentum, you finally got that one apple on the tree to be like, see, look at me. Yeah. I told y'all I was an apple tree.
Do you think that is a little bit of like the devil at play because he knows how many lives?
100%. 100%.
So he's like, I'm going to interfere with this because I see what you're going to do and how many people. Yeah.
100%. Because when I think about the amount of near-death experiences I've had and the timing of them, they've all been before I'm about to do something major. Even as a child, the one with my pneumonia, it happened as soon as I got to a new school. And within a few months, like I had taken over the school. Literally.
Mykell.
I was so popular at this school just within a few months, like everybody wanted to sit with me. Yeah. Right. And I already spoke similarly to how I speak now. I always had a lot of hope. And then you try to take me out. So yeah, the devil is real. And I don't blame everything on the devil. Some of it is just we're lame people. We make dumb decisions. But those type of things. Yeah. But the hard truth is nothing can happen without God's allowance. So even when I got healed, I didn't come out swinging at the devil. I came out mad at God. Why would you allow this to me? I'm in the industry to be a light. I'm doing it the right way. I'm going to the parties, but standing in my truth. So I'm not even isolating myself to stay safe. Yeah. I'm plugged into the darkness, but not becoming the darkness. Why would you let me, of all people, go through this? Yeah. And it's because there was a greater truth. It was almost like not seeing a flaw of God, like seeing a flaw of a parent. But in a way, it feels like seeing a flaw of God. Do you have all the power? Yeah. Because look what you allowed to happen to someone you said you love. But then when you realize for someone of that being, it's not a flaw, it's an allowance. Yeah. Then you get to the statement, well, who must I be? I must be somebody. Yeah. If the devil wanted to fight me and God allowed me to be in the fight, who must I be? And so now the question is beyond the incident. It's a question back to identity. Oh, I must be an apple tree. Yeah. Oh my God, I just thought I was this beautiful thing with red dots. I'm not a polka dot tree. Yeah. I'm an apple tree. I have fruit. I can grow more fruit. I can scatter seed. I can add color and beauty. And so the devil is always going to do what the devil does. I actually appreciate how consistent he is. He's way more consistent than we are as people.
Yeah.
He's convinced of his mission to just tear everything up and sticks to it. We don't even stick to our plans. He doesn't even care that we say no. He'll come back.
Yeah.
Maybe this time. He's consistent.
I'm like, you can try. Like, that means I'm doing something right.
Yeah, it means I'm doing something right. And if God is allowing it, the resistance is going to help me become right, because that part of my story is empowering. When someone says like, well, how do you know God is real? I have other stories, but then I also have that story. You want to ask me? Because I have so many stories of miracles, signs, and wonders. And not because someone told me, not because I just went to church. I became a miracle. Like, they could write me in the Bible and be one of the stories that are told for all time. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And when I understood that, I was able to understand the fallacy of life and heartbreak, and instead stir up my faith. And even my I have my same primary doctor too. So to this day. Wow. So I go in there and I see him and he's always like, aren't you supposed to be dead? And I'm like, I'm supposed to be dead. And it's a huge joke. And
like, I did that.
And on top of that, I'm like one of the most healthy people you'll ever meet. Like, on paper, my health level is so high, and I'm not even supposed to be able to drink water by mouth.
That's crazy.
That is beyond crazy.
Wow.
It's powerful.
Yeah, it's really powerful. Whenever you were there.
Everyone witnessed this. Everyone I had ever met witnessed this. And most people had lost hope. Even my pastor, Trey, at the time, he was like, yo, when I saw you in the coma, I even said, like, I don't know, God. Wow. And he asked for a sign, and out of nowhere, a light. Just a light with no windows and no lights on. Oh. And he has a witness, my boy Gabe. They love this story. A light just came shining on my forehead, like, ah. Wow. And that's how they knew. Not because anything changed, but they just saw that light. My mom literally captured 4 beams, and I saw it for myself. She showed me. There was 4 beams of light that were by my bed every night until the night I came out of my coma.
So guardian angels.
And yes, clearly something. And then they never came back. She literally has footage, and you just see lights. That's crazy. Yeah. So everyone witnessed this, and everyone was supposed to witness, because they all have their own stories. Yeah, shout out to Kenya. Love Kenya. She used to be extremely girly, like you. Yeah. Like, bone straight hair, heels only. Yeah. And then she became more tomboyish. And I would always say, like, Dream Team, that's my nickname for her. I love when you dress up. Her personal story is she had faith I would wake up, and she got dressed up how I like her to get dressed up. And that day she came to see me at the hospital, she received news that I had woken up. Wow. That's her own story that no one can take from her. Yeah. So certain things need to be public so that everyone can receive what they need from it. Yeah. And I'm not mad at God for that. And I don't just blame the devil. Why? Because the devil's going to do what the devil does. I'm not going to be mad at the sun. The sun's doing what the sun does. Yeah. I should have protected myself. And in that case, God protected me.
You out of it.
And allowing me to see something that I wanted to see. Like you said, after going back to that place, you discovered even more things about yourself. Yeah. So once again, who must I be? Oh, I am mighty Mykell. The mighty's from God, but he empowered me so now I could collaborate with him to go do amazing things. I can do anything. I can move mountains. I can add another title if I want. Yeah. Because I know who I am.
Did that give you motivation whenever you had to recover? Because obviously the recovery was probably crazy.
It sucked.
And you were probably mad at God of what happened. Yeah. But it was a reminder of like, okay, like I'm meant for something really big.
It was
everything. Yeah, like
it's everything. Like depending on the day, because you asked about my family, I didn't have family financial support. So I finally stay alive. Look, I'm alive. I'm a miracle. But you're like, how do I pay my bills? Yeah. How do I pay my bills? I can't dance right now. I didn't have the health to dance or anything until a year later. How do I pay my bills? I lived in this apartment in North Hollywood where I should have been evicted, but she let me linger a few months. And there was even a period where I was out of the hospital, had proven to the doctors I could try to eat food by mouth, and I could eat a little bit, but I still only weighed 115 pounds.
Wow.
And I'm living in this apartment by myself, struggling, trying to figure out, like, God, I have no money. What am I supposed to do? And then my lights get shut off because obviously those haven't been paid.
Yeah.
And I'm like asking people for just enough money to buy candles and stuff from the 99-cent store. I was going to a Subway every day to charge my cell phone. And I didn't even tell people my lights got shut off. I embraced it. I said, this is what it is. And I'm going to just have to do what the hell I have to do. And I'm going to have to see more miracles. And it didn't last long because within a few days, the empty lot next to me, they decided to do construction, and they put up these massive stadium-sized lights.
No.
Which makes no sense because they only worked in the day.
Wow.
But they put up these huge stadium, like baseball field lights, and they would always be on at night. And it was right on my side of where my room was and everything. And the light would just come. It was so bright, like my place was fully lit.
Wow.
So it was a little bit of everything. It's so hard knowing you're going through a struggle and knowing that there's no way around it, only through it. It's so hard knowing that, like, I'm already a pity party. People already feel sorry for me. I'm not trying to give them another thing because at this point it's just ridiculous. The list goes on. But then you get those little glimpses of light.
Yeah.
And you say, God gotta be up to something. I do know who I am, but also God keeps revealing, yo, I'm up to something.
Yeah.
If you're willing to live for the moment after the moment, you will see.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see. Without any financial help, then I ended up in a new apartment with no money down on my end. And then after that, I started to be able to get my mobility back in my body and booking jobs.
Wow.
And then my career takes off and is one of the biggest dance careers ever. Literally today, the trailer for the Mykell movie with Lionsgate, Graham King, huge producer, Antoine Fuqua, huge director, all legendary. John Hurst, head of music, Academy Award winning, with Jafar Jackson and Rich and Tone as the head choreographers. I'm the assistant choreographer for this movie. I'm in the movie. I got to hire people for the movie and work closely with all these people for almost 2 years. I booked that job July 2023. The trailer came out today and it's trending on social media, and the film comes out next year in 2026. So even for your dreams, you have to withstand to get to the moment after the moment, because we've worked so hard on that movie and it still doesn't even come out until 2026.
Yeah, that's so crazy, and such a testament to faith, but also patience, because so many people want instant gratification,
right?
And they're not willing to go through the process of trust. And again, like what you were saying with the roots, like, okay, those little signs is what got you through and still gave you hope, but that also planted and like embedded the roots of your tree, and it's a huge part of your story. And if you wouldn't have gone through it, you know, the tree probably would have grown, but now it's like freaking massive.
And it teaches you, like you said, you learn things about yourself. Because remember, the question is, who must I be? You learn, like, I'm strong enough to endure. So if you overcome a near-death experience, you can endure a hard industry. It's like not booking a job. I almost died 4 times. I can handle them not wanting to hire me. Working on a film thinking it's coming out a year after you start, which is what the original talk possibly was, and knowing that it took 3 years. Oh, I can endure this weight. So I don't fight I don't run away from a fight I'm supposed to fight, because it's giving me a root to allow my branches to withstand seasons. It's at that point, right? Like, once again, what do you call a tree with no leaves? It's still a tree. And you have to know that, because in your fall and winter season, when your leaves fall off, if you almost die, if you go through a breakup, if you have a miscarriage, if you get robbed, if you get attacked and abused and beat, if something, you know, like who you wanted to win the election doesn't win, you have to know that the fruit can grow back, but it doesn't grow back if I uproot myself out of this. So I'm going to fight this fight, because I know who I am. I know who controls all of the universe. And in due time, at the right time, I'll sprout again.
And this is just your most recent thing you've been working on? Because for listeners that don't know you, you've had a huge career in dance, choreography, directing. We can name some of the people.
Worked with a lot of people. I worked with Beyonce. I worked with Prince, Justin Bieber, Ciara, Missy Elliott, even Cardi B. I worked with highly, but even actors and actresses. I've worked with Nicole Kidman. I worked with Coleman Domingo, Nia Long. I've been able to work with even Neil Patrick Harris. I've been in 3 Super Bowls. I've been on every award show a million times, and not just in the United States, but other countries, whatever their big award shows.
I know sometimes I'll be watching award shows or the Super Bowl. I'm like, is that Mykell?
Yeah, my resume is to no end. I literally posted on Threads the other day that I never thought there would be a day where I can't remember my credits, including big credits.
Yeah.
Someone will be like, didn't you choreograph that Sierra music video? I forgot.
Yeah.
How do you forget? Weren't you on this show, or I saw you in this show or this movie? I forgot I was in Candy Cane Lane. I forgot I was in Cheaper by the Dozen. You just forget.
Yeah.
And a part of me likes that I forget, because it shows that I'm not finding my identity in what I've done, but who I am. But my career in dance has been massive, and my list of credits just far exceeded what I ever thought I would be able to accomplish. But once again, I can use the strength of that part of my career to say, if I did it in dance, then I can do it in music. Then I could do it in being a better human being. Then I can do it in helping and promoting for a clean environment. If I survived a near-death experience and endured something difficult, then any difficult thing I can endure, and I can be successful because I'm successful.
Like being grateful and acknowledging yourself. I'll give you the acknowledgement. Soaking it in of everything you have done is amazing.
It's great to do that. I definitely let myself say, wow.
Yeah.
Because we have to remember that it wasn't always like this. And it's easy to become successful or to have your story turn around and forget. Like, I feel like after COVID, we too quickly forgot what we were championing at one point. It's about community and what were we calling the workers? Like the everyday workers? People who had necessary jobs.
I was thinking of like the nurses and
yeah, there was a title that everyone was saying of how important they were and showing them love. And the minute we open back up, it's like they don't matter again. Now we're just chasing celebrities again. We too quickly forget where we've come from. And if you don't soak it in and think back and reflect, you'll miss an opportunity to embrace the process it took. If your glory is just in the apples, you'll forget you're an apple tree, and you'll let your roots die, and you'll put everything into that apple, and then you'll die, because the apple can't live without the root, but your roots can live without the apple.
Going back to, I want to touch on the Michael Jackson thing really quick, because it obviously, well, by the time this comes out, it was recently released, the trailer. So whenever you started on the job, you thought it was going to come out a year later. But going into that job, was it something that you had to audition for? Like, was it through mutuals?
I didn't have to audition. The head choreographer is Rich and Tone. Shout out to Rich and Tone. In 2018, I auditioned for this Bacardi national commercial and campaign for them. And I think they knew my face, but they didn't know me. And I wasn't, at that point, I wasn't someone that they hire. But at this audition, I had an amazing audition. And from the time that I booked that job, but all the way starting at the audition, one of the brothers told Rich, hey, we're going to work with him and not on just this job. But I didn't know that. I found out years later. So after that, in 2018, any of their big projects, they started always bringing me on. They trusted me as an assistant. They trusted me as a choreographer. They trusted me as a dancer. And they also trusted me as someone who does well in front of people like Antoine Fuqua and Graham King. What was so beautiful of them was I got the call in the summer of 2023 before the writer's strike. That's one of the things, like the SAG and the writer's strike, it delayed us starting everything. We were supposed to start, and then that lasted 100 days. So obviously it pushed us back. But we did start the day after the strike ended, like that quick. But yeah, those guys hired me, and they trusted me, and they knew I would do a good job in the space. And my first day working affiliated with the movie, they weren't even there. They were in New York, and I got to run the first dance audition for the guys who play the older Jackson brothers.
No.
It was just the most cool moment to say, like, these choreographers who have hired me, they hired me on this job. And they've choreographed for Michael Jackson. They've toured with Michael Jackson. And they are legendary living legends. And they trusted Mykell Wilson, who's almost died, who comes from nothing. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And that's why I love them to death. They feel like uncles, but also it's a blessing of what God can do if you withstand your obstacles, because people would have paid money to be in the position I'm in. People would have done it for free just to be affiliated.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to audition. I got paid, and I got an experience of a lifetime.
Was it a little bit surreal? Because obviously growing up, like Michael Jackson, I feel he's like everyone's idol of some sort.
It's still surreal. I still can't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm still like, really? Like, I'm in it and I'm an assistant choreographer.
Yeah.
And our choreography department was just 4 people for the whole film.
Yeah.
There was a day where I was on set, like, calling the shot. Like, that's crazy for this level of a film.
Yeah.
Where millions and hundreds of millions of dollars have been spent, where every big name you can think of is affiliated to the biggest name.
Yeah.
And still me. But none of this happens if I don't believe that God can do something impossible. None of this happens if I don't live in that apartment with no lights and while having an eviction notice, believing that it can turn around any moment, even if it hasn't yet. None of today happens without all of the days leading up to it.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's cool to see, like, whenever we met, obviously you're doing amazing things, but to where you are now.
Yeah, it's definitely elevated.
Yeah.
It's just starting for me. The reason why I know it's just started is because as amazing as all the things we've talked about are, none of them feel like the highlight.
Something
I have so much
more
space.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of being rooted into who you are versus what you've done. Because on paper, I don't need to do another thing. Financially, you always got to do something in LA because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
But on paper, as far as success, I am a success. I've done it.
Yeah.
Ding, ding.
Yeah.
Successful, long resume. You've worked with people. You've traveled the world. I'm on my 4th passport. I've been everywhere. I stayed at all the best hotels. You've done it. Famous people follow you on Instagram. Wow.
Yeah.
You've done it. Or I'm still alive. I still have all of this health, all of this beauty. I still
don't age.
I still know people. So, like, oh, this isn't even the best part. A woman who gives birth, like, how amazing it is to know that now this is grown inside of you and out, but it's not even the best part. Because now you get to watch them grow up and have kids, hopefully. And hopefully you live long enough to even see their kids have kids. We haven't even got to the best part yet.
Yeah.
Of you, of me, of anything.
Yeah. So how haven't you let your light be affected? Because I feel like the dance industry, the entertainment industry overall, it's out now. A lot of people know about it, but being in the dance industry, I saw it a little bit. There is a lot of darkness, and you're tested and you're tried. And for people out there that are in the industry or not in the industry, it's a personal thing. How did you, stay in your purpose? Because it's so easy to say, like, oh, I just remained who I was. I stood my ground.
Right.
But until you're really in that position and you're tested, then, people can experience and see what it's like. But I feel like for you, you've always remained the same Mykell. You've just, like, been who you are to this day since I've known you. But it's also tempting.
We know that at some point, if I don't eat, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
We know that if I don't drink enough water, my body's going to shut down. And then we also know, like, if I don't brush my teeth, if I don't floss, all of these things, you have to know the things in your life that are non-negotiable. And it shouldn't take you almost dying to know you need water or need to eat. So a non-negotiable is my faith and time with God. I'm not going to pull away from God and then when things get really bad, be like, oh my God, I should have stayed, right? Knowing I have healthy friends and relationships around me. I'm very picky with who gets to be in my direct space. Obviously, I'm around a ton of people all of the time, but who has access to my heart, my mind, and who can pour into my thoughts, I'm extremely picky. It has to be people who are of good character, who are driven, who treat people well, who can have a good time.
Yeah.
Who are willing to sit with you through a storm, but then also chill with you on a cruise. That's a non-negotiable for me.
And I think that's so undervalued too. But again, it's like the people that you're spending intimate time with, not on a even like relationship, intimate level, but just friendship level.
Yeah.
It really is like molding and shaping you and can lead you astray or
Yeah, my platonic relationships I value as much as any relationship.
Yeah.
Because you never know if for a season your friends will act as your family. You don't know if for a season your friends will help you financially, or for a season if they will believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. Like, you have to surround yourself with people who are aligned with who you are, not just aligned with some of the things you've done or some of the things the world says we need to be. My friends and my relationships are fully aligned with who I am and need to be. So if that's drifting off course, they'll help me stay on course. And then God will always anchor you. Where if a storm's coming, I got you. Those are non-negotiables for me. And your light will never be dimmed if your source of light isn't limited to external things. Mine is fully internal, according to God working in me. And that's like the best power source ever. Like, no one can unplug them. And now we're out of power. I'm plugged into things that can't be stopped. I'm plugged into things that can't be hindered. Nothing can stop love. Nothing can defeat love, but love can defeat everything. You can love someone to healing. You can love someone enough where they finally want to change their life. You can love yourself to a healthy mindset, and then your body responds because your mind and your heart is healthy. I'm plugged into those things, and therefore the source of my light isn't in anything that can be taken away. I'm not battery powered.
How are you setting the boundaries or differentiating of I want to share my light with other people, or even if I walk into a room, people will feel my light and my presence through also by bringing that is helping healing people. But how do you, when you feel your cup's overflowing and you feel you're healing, you're helping all these people, but where's the people to help me?
Well, that happens though.
Yeah.
Right? We don't get
seasons.
Yeah, leaders don't get the support they deserve, but I don't think they're supposed to. Not fully. Should we? Yes. But fully, no. I think it keeps us humble. I think it keeps us needing God. And I think it keeps us having to continue reinventing ourselves and growing. We get stronger by not always receiving so much. So it becomes a blessing. And then outside of that, I know my limits, and I'm honest with my limits. I was at breakfast yesterday hanging out with my boy, and I reached my limit, and I was like, oh, I'm done. I've reached my capacity. I can feel it in my body that I'm now starting to get tired. So I'm going to honor myself. And when people fail to do that, it's a part of them that thinks they're supposed to save everybody. They become a fixer, or they want to be self-made. I don't need to be self-made. I'm God-made. I don't mind that I need God.
Yeah.
I don't mind that I get tired. I don't mind that I can't help everybody. But I will help who I'm supposed to and who I can. But if I can't help someone, I have no problem. When I feel led to give money away or help someone, I will. But also when I don't feel led, I can tell a charity, no, I don't care what the cause is. No, not today. I didn't feel led. And it's not on me to help save everyone. It's not on me to be a light. It's not my claim to fame to be a light. It's my purpose and my calling, and I say yes to it. There's a difference.
Yeah, I love that, because I would feel guilty before when I felt like I was being drained in certain situations, and I would just stay in the room or stay in that situation just to almost not appease people, but I was like, oh, they're not going to understand. And finally realizing, no, actually, this isn't for me. I'm going to just go home, or I'm going to go in my room. You know?
Setting that boundary of knowing your limits doesn't mean you don't care for them. It just means you also care for yourself.
They're not as expanded to realize, oh, this is just something that's fulfilling her.
It's our job to just be honest with ourselves, and those who are truly for us will understand it. I don't have to explain myself to people who actually have taken time to get to know me. So if I say I'm tired, if I say I can't, and if you don't believe me, then you don't really know me.
Yeah.
And if you don't really know me, you're probably not fully aligned with where I'm going. And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
And I'm good with you being left behind because I want you to go be great.
Yeah.
And I have to continue being great. It's not an option for me.
Yeah.
So boundaries aren't an option either.
Yeah. You mentioned the writer's strike, but something I wanted to touch on is like the dance community and being in it. How my belief is, and I'm sure others, is how undervalued it is with payment, time, talent, everything. So for people that have just moved out here or people pursuing dance and or choreography or being a choreographer right now, and they're being faced with a lot of rejection or losing hope, what would your advice be as someone who's obviously done a lot?
It's always no, you're not who said no to you, right? They rejected you from the job, but don't reject yourself. Continue putting in the work because when it is your time, you want to be ready, not having to get ready. And find reasons to believe it will happen beyond the opportunities themselves. Because even opportunities come and go. Who's a hot artist today wasn't a hot artist 5 years ago, possibly. Yeah. Some of the biggest jobs to do today as a dancer weren't the biggest jobs 20 years ago. So you can't root your success in the things you're desiring or your dream in the fulfillment of someone else living out their dream, i.e. another artist.
Yeah.
I always tell my boy Nick Demora, shout out Nick Demora, creative director, stage designer, show designer, choreographer, has done all the major Bieber tours with all of those titles. And he's done everyone, even Megan Thee Stallion, Haley Steinfeld. Like his resume is crazy with who trusts him.
Yeah.
But when he started dancing, there was no Justin Bieber. And that ended up being one of his biggest jobs to date. So imagine if he quit because he got rejected from Lady Gaga and Janet, which he did. Imagine if he gave up, not knowing that just live long enough for this little boy Justin Bieber to grow up, because that's going to be the job. So you don't let go of the dream. You just don't tie your dream to people who can come and go. You tie your dream to your faith and who God told you're going to be, and you stay open to how he wants to do it. Because I knew I was going to make it as a dancer, but I couldn't tell you which artist would send me to the top. And clearly I couldn't tell you that because how could I be tied to Michael Jackson when he passed away right when I was barely starting to dance? Yeah. Yet somehow I'm now affiliated to Michael Jackson and tied to Michael Jackson, and he's on my resume now in a major way. So let's say my dream was in someone that was no longer living and I gave up. Oh, Michael Jackson's not alive, so I guess I'm done. And now even a dead person's dream is still my dream. I still get to live it out because I'm alive. So don't root your dreams in things that can be replaced or passing away, or even what you see now. Root your dreams in who you know you are called to be, because you are the dream. You exist without some of your dreams coming true, but none of your dreams exist without you being alive. So keep living.
Who is playing Mykell?
Jafar Jackson, his nephew.
Oh, wow.
The son of Jermaine Jackson, who's also one of the Jacksons. And he looks just like him even without makeup. He's the same height, same body type. He can sing, dance, and speak like him, but he himself learned to do it.
For the movie.
Filmed the thing.
That's so cool.
So even him is a testament that it's like, not just because he's a Jackson, it's because he's Jafar Jackson.
Billie Jean.
Yeah, it's because he's Jafar Jackson.
Yeah.
That he was able to play his uncle, not simply because he's a Jackson. It's something in Jafar that says, I'm capable of pulling this off. And it's amazing. He worked hard. I don't think I've ever seen anybody work as hard as he worked for this role. Never.
Wow.
It's insane.
And that's saying a lot. Because I feel like you've worked with that.
Like no artist I've worked with has worked this hard. Beyonce, she works like crazy. But most of the people I worked with have not worked harder than Jafar Jackson worked for this role. And his identity is beyond the role. This won't even be his claim to fame. This will be one part of his own
I
story.
can't wait to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Next year.
So cool. Next year.
Next year. Who's your favorite artist you've worked with?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
No.
No one that you like clicked with more than another? Or
No. I'm the same. I'm consistent everywhere, and every job is special for its own reason. And talking to like people, there's certain artists I've spent tons of time with. It doesn't mean that relationship is better than some of the short ones.
Yeah.
I let the moment be its moment, and I try not to compare and contrast them. Yeah, do I have certain things that are some of my favorites, like touring, but it's not
people you just like click with more than another. But
yeah, it happens, but there's certain jobs where maybe you didn't love the artist, but you had a blast with the dancers. Or maybe you didn't connect with all the dancers, but you connect with the artists. Or maybe you didn't connect with the dancers, the actors, or the artists, but the director or who's the head of lighting. You just love being around them, and that made it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I didn't have a dream job. Like, I have to dance for these people. And I'm so glad I didn't, because I couldn't have figured out what my career would be. And as far as my favorite experiences, they're always tied to who I'm with or some cool things I've done. Even when it comes to places. What's your favorite?
Yeah, I was literally about to ask you that. You read me.
Even with your places, like, where's your favorite places you've been? I have favorite places. I love Tokyo. I absolutely love Barcelona. I absolutely love Brazil. I absolutely loved Africa and Israel. But then you have to say, why? Are they beautiful places? Yes, that's one end of it. But most of my favorite places are tied to the people I met there or know there. So then it's like, well, is it just the place? It's the memories that we get to make, create, and experience. That's what makes it amazing for me. Now, all those places are beautiful, probably even if you don't meet people. But what really seals it as a core memory or something you're so glad you got to do is the experience. Not just driving by it like we discussed with the restaurants.
Yeah, I really want to go to Brazil. That's on my bucket list.
I've been so many times, and it is amazing.
Yeah.
The food, the people, the energy of it is just, I love it.
Yeah, I want to go and experience, like, go for a week with a tribe there and, like, immerse myself.
It's definitely going to be something.
Yeah. No, my dad's side of the family is Native American. And so I just love holistic stuff.
Yeah, the world is a beautiful place, and people are beautiful and so different.
Day to day, and how it's so different, because I feel like the U.S. is a little bit of a bubble once you get outside of it. There's so many different cultures, places. It just...
Yeah, and we have poverty here, but I've been places where the poverty is beyond what we could even imagine. And you're like, oh, I thought I was poor. This is like actually poor. Like, they're not walking around still with cell phones and decent clothes here and there. Actually poor. And the entire community is poor. Not just a house on the street, but everybody. And this is their everyday life. I was in India and saw kids playing with imaginary balls, throwing and catching them fully.
Isn't it crazy, though? Because some of the places I've been to that are like that, some of the most joyful...
They're the happiest people ever.
That I've ever met in my life.
Happiest people ever.
Like, it's
not a care in the world.
No.
They love their lives. They're so grateful for their lives. They don't take advantage of people. That's why it's like, why? Because they have the best part of being alive. They have who they get to be and who they get to meet.
Yeah.
Whereas at the Western culture, we have our jobs and our cars and our...
Yeah.
And they're not bad things. I love my car.
Yeah.
But I'm still more excited to be me than I am excited to drive my car. And in places like that, since they don't know any better, they get a little bit of the privilege of knowing what it means to be alive, where the best thing and the greatest reward is to be alive.
Yeah, which is such an underrated privilege. I feel like even for myself, like a day-to-day just reminder, like, hey, Alex, just breathe.
Because even that's it's a miracle.
Just breathe.
If you stopped breathing right now, all these beautiful clothes wouldn't even matter.
But yeah, no, recently that's been my thing of like, are you breathing today? Just like take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. Yeah.
And it's good to do that. And then it's good for people like us to then succeed, because when we do get these opportunities in these moments, we appreciate them even more.
Yeah.
Because we didn't need them. We got to celebrate them.
Yeah.
And that's dope.
I did want to get your perspective on, so I'm really spiritual when it comes to the sense of like meditation, like frequency, like listening to frequency music, certain hertz, like even like journaling, writing down like I have mix of like affirmations, but also like prayers. And a lot of people are like, oh, if you believe in God, then those spiritual practices are in basically like cliche. They don't go hand in hand. So what is your perspective on that?
I definitely believe that Jesus is God and that is the way. But I also believe that a lot of these practices where they fall short is it's just a legal use of a gift and a skill, like psychics. They're no different than a prophet, but the access in which they're receiving their power is partially illegal. If I took money out of your bag right now, I could go spend it as if it was mine. But the thing is, it's your money and I stole it. So if I took $1 million from Alec, I could go spend it in the world and nobody would know. Wow, he's a millionaire. But the universe would know, you stole this money from her. You're spending stolen money. But if I go to Alex and she gives me the money and I go spend it the same, then Alex knows, well, I gave him that money. It's a legal access. Whereas a prophet, it's legal access. And even a prophet has to watch how they use their gift. There's certain things because I have prophet tendencies. I can pray. My words have power and I can manifest. But there's been times when I've had to submit my gift so that I'm not operating out of self and lording over myself to do something I want because it works. So even people who believe in God, we have to be careful that we're not practicing witchcraft by abusing or stealing a gift, because the greatest difference is, where is your gift leading people? Are people coming back to you because they just want more information, more information? I just need to feel better. Give me this crystal. I just need to rub on this tree. I'm going to go footing. Ooh, I forgot what it's called. I love all of these things, but through the lens and permission of God. So if I'm sitting with God and he wants to download something I'm supposed to tell someone, like I literally had a dream about a girl and I didn't know she had a sister, and I had a dream about her and her sister and had to ask her, hey, do you have a sister? Because I had this dream. And I told her, but that was because God wanted me to, and he knew he could trust me with the gift. A lot of people who mix things up just have to be sensitive to say, am I supposed to be doing this? Is any version of this illegal? And they miss out on the fact of like, well, if God made it all, then some of it is true. So don't be afraid of it. Just say, am I doing it through the lens of God or not? And then if you can't do that, then I'm going to leave it alone. And so that's how I handle mixing and mingling. I'm not afraid of like astrology. Like it makes sense. Like I'm literally a Virgo. Like I am a textbook Virgo, a August Virgo. But my identity isn't rooted in my horoscope. My identity is rooted in God, because even if I'm a Virgo, he could put something in me that my sign could never give me. So why would I worship my sign when I could worship the creator of it all? That's how you balance it. So like, oh yeah, I can identify with this, but I'm also more than that. Are there powers in the earth? Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Have you seen what an octopus can do?
Who created
the octopus? Who created the earth, and who can control it so that it can do not just what I want it to do, but what I need it to do for days I haven't even lived yet. People who are in these practices, they're limiting it to what they're trying to control. It's from fear. It's not from freedom. Most people are asking questions from fear and control. Where God gives us answers from love, salvation, and deliverance. That was good. And that's a hard question because it's so mixed in our Western culture.
No, it is. And I know that in my heart, like I'm doing it from a place where I know, like, I know who my creator is. I know God. But from it almost helps me tap into it more so.
I meditate. But I watch. I'm just sensitive to what's getting me there. Which door am I going through?
Yeah, that's like people that I've brought on the podcast too. Like I'll ask them, first off, like it's usually through referrals. Or I'll sit on it and I'll write down a list. I'm like, just show me like who
Yeah.
I'm supposed to reach out to. Honestly, I know that every person that has come on was definitely like
Divine.
but at the same time, it's something that you have to be careful because like where is their gift coming from? Also, mediumship is, do you believe it's the same as almost like being a prophet in some ways, or like connect?
I don't think any of that's the same. I think the stuff that is of God is very clearly labeled.
So you don't believe in mediumship?
No, and I believe it works. I believe that if God is not your Lord and Savior and you're practicing things, you're no different than all the other people in the Bible we read about.
But if you believe in God and you have the gift of mediumship,
then I wouldn't call it medium. I would call it the gift of prophecy.
Okay. Yeah,
so even calling it mediumship is limiting the gift. It's actually putting the gift under a false title. Whereas a prophet is a God-ordained title. It's something that Jesus came speaking about. So I wouldn't call it mediumship because that's just it's the wrong title.
Okay.
Yeah, titles are huge.
One of my good friends, he calls himself a medium.
And it's not just about the good you do. That's the hard part about religion and why people like sometimes self-righteously bash believers because they're hypocrites.
Yeah.
You're doing everything like everyone else and you say you're a follower of God. Well, it's not about being perfect because it's not just good enough to do good. It has to be God driven, right? I'm not discarding his gift and I'm not saying that he's not doing good. I would just say he hasn't had a full revelation of what his gifting actually is, even if you believe in God. Because it's the gift of prophecy and the Holy Spirit speaking to him, giving him this. But to say mediumship actually gives a little bit of credit to the devil who tries to manipulate and steal everything. The devil can't create anything. He can only manipulate truth. And if he can get you to manipulate the truth a little bit, she's fine. $1 million isn't going to hurt. And look, I took the $1 million and I fed the poor.
Yeah.
But you still took the $1 million, and we have to deal with that truth as well. Doesn't matter what you do. It's like dirty money. To call it a mediumship to me would be calling it dirty money. Yeah, you're doing great things with it, but you stole it. And why does that matter? It's spiritual. Why does it matter? It's because only God knows to the extent in which we should use a gift and when. And when you illegally use a gift, you can be solving something that maybe wasn't meant to be solved. And that's even deeper.
Yeah.
Because yes, you solved the case, but it dug up all of this. That was the wrong time for it to be dug up. It's like when someone gives you bad news at the time, it was like, you shouldn't have given that news yet. That was insensitive. Whereas when God does it, it will make sense. When we do it, it's always going to be slightly tainted and miss the mark because we're not meant to be God. We're meant to be followers. And we do get to do a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
But you still got to know your place. And I'm okay with that. So that was so heavy, y'all. But whoever that's for, I hope it blesses you and aligns you a little bit more.
No, I love that. Because we've been getting into like spiritual stuff. My heart, I know that your gift is from God.
It's 100% from God.
Like of God.
There's this guy, Gavin Dees, who he's a prophet. That's why I say I have prophet tendencies because I wouldn't call myself a prophet. But he's a young white guy and he is so prophetic. And he is master of talking about how he was a new age type mingled prophet. At one point, he didn't believe in God at all and had the gift and would use it and get paid and everything. And then at one point, he started to believe in God and mediumshiped. And then God convicted him and was like, that's still not the right territory. You're more so this. And he got a full revelation. He always talks about his new age practices. And he gets a lot of viewers who are new age practitioners who then flip over to becoming believers. And they see like God did give me this gift, but it also gets amplified because now it's legal access. Because if I steal $1 million from you and I go feed the poor, now I have to go steal from someone else or I have to do God knows what to keep the gift going. But if I come to you and we have a genuine relationship and you give me the $1 million, clearly you can afford it, because who gives $1 million away? And I go spend it. Now I can come back. And now we're in collaboration of going and coming instead of me stealing in the name of good.
I love that. I get that question asked a lot, especially since like October, I brought on like spiritual people. And my mom asked me this like all the time because my friends, I basically, if they're sick, they'll come to me and I'll give them like vitamins, like natural remedies. And they joke and they're like, oh, those are Alex's potions. And
they're not. You're gifted.
And my mom's like, Alex, don't say that. That sounds so bad. Potions. And I'm like, it's just natural.
It is, but you don't want people to mistitle you, right? Like, because since words are so powerful, especially now, we don't know some of the stuff we do, you find out the truth behind it. You're like, oh my God, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Right? But
also even old age, like witches, they weren't what you think, like TV makes them out to be. Like they're
not all that, but it's still rooted
in evil.
There's certain things that cultures do that we accept and even define cultures by. And I'm not even talking about spiritual things. I'm talking about like basic stuff, like how Black people eat food. We're defined by a certain food, like, oh, that's soul food. That food actually kills you. So it's maybe the soul's good, but that body is being destroyed by all that fried chicken, mac and cheese, oxtails, peach cobbler, cornbread, right? Yeah. But that also helps define Black culture in America. This food that is so good. But the reality is that's not healthy food. So do we just settle, well, it's soul food? Or no, it tastes good, but it's not healthy. And so I need to find better ingredients.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like all this spiritual stuff, like being being aware of titles, and you only have that if you have your bottom ground. What would God call this? Because even when you see Moses go to Pharaoh and he starts showing the plagues, not the Egyptians, but the magicians and the sorcerers and the soothsayers, the first few plagues, they were all able to do as well. They had the same ability, but then it reached a point where, oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. Yeah. And then it went to a level that only God could do. And it caused them to actually get killed because that gift has a limit.
Yeah.
God's gift has no limit. So I would never limit something. Like medicine does work. But if I'm limited to medicine, now I'm addicted to pills.
Yeah.
Whereas saying, God, thank you for whoever was smart enough to put these things together. I know the pills can aid in this healing in this way that comes from you. So even when the pills stop working, it's not just the pills. It's understanding that God gave the knowledge and insight to someone. Yeah. Because I'm not against like medicine, and I'm not against therapy. I'm not against meditation and breath work, but I am against it if it stops there.
It's idolized
or if it just stops there.
Yeah.
Because then you become addicted. I need more pills. I need more pills. I need more pills. It's like, no, I need healing.
Yeah.
Not more pills. No, you don't need to. Because then why are you doing it? Because you're the person who can solve the case. Has to be even.
Is it ego?
Has to be even bigger than that.
Yeah.
And I think the safest thing is making sure it's filtered through God fully.
Yeah.
And the way He would have us do it puts us in the right timing for when it needs to be. Because I know if I had all power in my hands, I would have pulled myself out of situations God would have had me stay in. Imagine if I had a healer come to me or someone prophesied to me. Imagine a psychic told me like, oh my God, you're going to have this near-death experience in advance. I got this information. And then imagine if there was a way I could avoid it, or a car accident, I can avoid it. It's like it helped me. But what if God was going to use it for a bigger part of a bigger story? And when you don't access things through God, you don't get the full picture of what you could have used it for, what He wanted to do. If I stole the $1 million from you to go feed the poor, and you're like, but I was going to feed the poor with $5 million, and this country actually needed 5, but now I have 4 because you stole $1 million.
Yeah.
It's the same as like God saying like, I actually wanted to reach that community that you're giving these psychic readings to. I did want to reach it, but I needed to reach these people first, and then I needed to reach them once they got to this point, because now you gave them information that they weren't even ready for, and now they're suicidal because you told them that their relationship's not going to last, because you read some cards to them, and now they're suicidal because it was the wrong time. but the information is already there because everything's already done. God gives it right when we could actually handle it.
Yeah.
Not when we want it or think we need to use
His
it.
timing. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for sharing. I'm like, I love your perspective.
Thank you.
Okay, well, when is your biography, your own documentary coming out?
That I don't know, but I am working on new music.
Oh, amazing.
I want to definitely have the album out either March of next year or May of next year, around the time of the movie. And other than that, I've just been working a lot with acting. I still worship lead, and more so as a traveling worshiper, because I just love honoring God with my voice still. And my own biography, time will tell. But no matter what, if I get one or if I don't get one, I'm always going to strive to be a light, even if no one ever sees.
One day you'll have one.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't see it physically here.
Yeah.
But
I won't be mad if I have one. My spiritual resume is way longer than my natural resume.
yeah.
And that's what matters to me, because this stuff comes and goes. The cars we have now in 20 years are going to be like, nah,
Yeah.
let me get something else.
Yeah. And you also have a book.
I have a book, The Mighty Little Book.
Yeah.
It was a bestseller too, which is so cool. It was another way I wanted my words to be able to travel with people. And I released it on my grandmother's birthday, who's no longer living, a year after she passed away, so that we would have something positive to celebrate on her birthday and not just wish she was still alive.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. And it's available on Amazon.
It's available everywhere books are sold.
Everywhere books are sold.
Yeah, in other countries as well.
No way.
Yeah, ever since it came out.
Oh, that's so
I did a book signing. I had signed copies at Barnes & Noble. I did a book signing in Tokyo, and whatever major bookstore, it's not, at this point, it won't be on shelves, but you can go and order it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's still in English, though.
Yeah.
But it's available everywhere books are sold.
That's so cool. I still have it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It was a big deal when it came out. Like, seeing it on the shelf was crazy, especially at a big bookstore in LA. It's like, my book is on a shelf. It's wild.
That's
Self-published.
beautiful. You wrote it all yourself?
I wrote it on myself and self-published through a global distributor, Ingram Spark.
Wow.
And
So how'd you get it on bookshelves? You self-publish it?
Well, through Ingram Sparks, it makes it available at all the bookstores. And if enough people in an area are buying it, then the bookstore is just smart, like a grocery store, and says like, oh, this is popular here, so let me buy it. Other than that, it's made to order, which is helpful for the environment. But the Barnes & Noble in Studio City, obviously, since I know so many people in LA area, that one was blowing up with sales, and they were ordering to make sure it was on shelves.
Sick.
And a few other random spots, I think, wherever it got popular at the time, they were like, well, we should just keep some here since everybody's ordering. It was a very cool moment in its time.
Cool.
And it's a good, easy read that still has power in the simple sentences.
I need to go read it again.
I read it sometimes. There's certain chapters of it where I'm like, this got me together. This helped me.
I love that. And then everyone can follow you at
Mighty Mykell, MIGHTY MYKELL. And that's my social handle on everything. Instagram, Threads, Twitter, Mighty Mykell TV on YouTube. And my website is either mightymykell.com or mykellwilson.com. All of them lead you to the man.
And then the movie comes out
April 24th, 2026.
Amazing.
Everywhere. It's going to be
It's
huge.
going to be epic.
Epic. How's something so epic? Just the floor.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
All the cameras.
That is another entry of the Dry Diaries. Thanks for listening. I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.